how are you all today? It's Angela. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a very warm welcome to you all, and of course if you're one of my long-standing wonderful subscribers that I've had for a while, a big warm hug to you guys as well, and thank you so much. As I said, I've reached over 6,000 subscribers now, so we're going to be having probably in my next video a little giveaway, subscriber appreciation challenge for you, so look out for that one. Now today I've got a request that one of my subscribers asked me about, and it's something pretty easy to do, not overly embellished. It's what we would call an ephemera folder. I have made mine out of envelopes, and it was something that this lady had seen on Carol Parker's channel, Oak House Journals, and I think it was Gail Gammon who actually made this for Carol. So I've taken my ideas with envelopes and put my own little spin on it to show you guys how to do this. Now this is a great idea because I'm working on a lot of sort of gifting ideas, and I have been for the last few videos. It just sort of worked out that way. I thought that this would also be a great idea to give somebody. Now you can do so many different things with this, so I'm going to show you how to put it all together, and then obviously how you decorate that is up to yourselves, and there's so many different things that you can do. Now I've used My Porch Prints Shabby Blue and Shabby Green kits. I'm going to show you some of those today. First of all, I'm going to show you a quick flip through of this, and then I'll show you the papers that I'm going to use. This is the Shabby Green Ephemera and Paper Kit, and we're going to make one in the Shabby Blue Ephemera and Paper Kit. Alright, so I'll go through a couple of things in a moment for you, so let's just have a quick look. Now the first thing, I've just put a very simple fastener in the form of seam binding on the front. Everything in here is pretty much green or, you know, neutral tones. So we've got a beautiful picture of butterflies on the front, because why would I want anything else? And I love this image. I've got some washi tape that I've stuck down across the spine over here, but we do put masking tape on as well underneath, so that was merely decorative. There's a little stamp from the kit. Everything comes from that kit in there. Right, so if you open up the cover, before I open it up, I've made a big journal card in here, backed it onto card. That also gives the journal cover strength. I have used 5 envelopes, and I'll go through the specific details of that in a moment. So that's the front cover there. Let's just make sure I stay in frame. I do, yes. Right, so we've got lots of ephemera, as it's an ephemera holder. We've got pockets over here. I'm not going to take out all these pieces, but there is a whack of ephemera, and I'll show you when I show you the blue in a minute. I've put a belly band on the front here. I've got an envelope in there that I've made from paper from the kit. I've made an envelope here with templates from my envelope kits, which are in here as well. This one I've printed onto vellum, so you know, you don't have to just use paper, use different mediums. This is beautiful. I love this. This is just one of the postcards from the kit. And before somebody asks me, I have printed all the ephemera onto cardstock. So this is a 250 gram cardstock. I haven't decorated the backs. I would have been here for a month of Sundays. It took me 2 days just to do this. So you can do that. You can use your, if it was me doing this for a gift, I would use my stencils, put a little bit of collaging, various things you can put on there, or just back it onto tea stain paper or use ivory cardstock. So the choices are yours. I've just used the papers, put on one of the little elements from the kit. Beautiful images in that ephemera pack, absolutely stunning. So we've got envelopes in here and a postcard. This particular page here, I've used this envelope opening to make a little booklet, again from the kit, and then I've just put in a pile of, I've lined the booklet I've put in all sorts of different pages and stamped the various things over here. So this is like a scrappy notebook with 5 whole pamphlet stitch as well. And before I put that back, you can see I have put another 2 pages here with some vellum that I've printed on and stuck in a whole pile of ephemera in there as well. So the booklet will go into this section over here. If I can grip the middle. Alright, so that just fits into that compartment over there. So that's more ephemera. We've got another layered pockets here. So we've got 2 pockets there. Lots of ephemera in here, and it is full of ephemera, the ephemera kit. Really beautiful ephemera too. So I cut that all out, inked that all up. Okay, so if you turn over the page here, we've got another pocket with a little butterfly I've cut out, some more ephemera, and then this page over here, I've just made a little coin envelope out of one of the pages. I've double printed on the back of the front and put that there, and I have just made a couple of bits and bobs on there, and then made that as a tuck spot with only just gluing those bits there. And then into the back page again, I've used another page, made a really big journaling card in the back over here, and it also gives the page some strength as well. Okay, so, and that's the back page again. So that's it. It's a nice little chunky ephemera booklet, as I said, and I'm going to show you how to make the blue version of this. So this one is from My Porch Prints, this kit, and it's called Shabby Green. And you get the pages and the ephemera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a blue version of that as well. So as far as what you need, the basics of what you need is, this is my ephemera, and I've cut this out from the blue kit. And it's all sorts of sizes. Look how beautiful that is. Beautiful images in here, just amazing throughout. And it's a lot of blue, beautiful irises, there's beautiful butterflies, birds, just so pretty. Just love it. So I've cut all of that out already. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's all ready to go. I've cut that out, rounded the corners where I wanted to, inked that up, done everything I wanted to, and as you can see, it's quite a stack. So that's all going to go into that booklet. And then what you're going to need is some form of a tie to hold it all together. You're going to need 5 envelopes. Now, these envelopes I cut down. These are what I had, and I thought, no, I'm going to use what I have, because most of us won't necessarily have something that fits. You might, but if you don't, I'm going to show you what I did to make mine fit. So that's what we're going to do. I will say I've done extremely a very little amount of sewing in here, except on a belly band and a few things, but in the actual journal itself I haven't sewn. So you're going to need 5 of these. Now these are called, in the UK, they're called C5 envelopes. They are 226 millimeters that way. I'll give you the inches in a second, and 162 that way. Oh, and I don't have my inches ruler, but look at the top and I'll convert that for you. So those are the ones we're going to use, but it doesn't really matter, because what I've done is I have printed out the pages here. So I've printed 2 sheets of vellum onto blue. This one is lighter. This one I'm going to make into an envelope, and this one I'm going to use for the strips into the pages. So that's what I've done there. And then I've printed piles of pages that I'm going to use for the various pages, the various pockets, the various coin envelopes, and everything that I'm going to need. So this is a lining page. This particular one I'm going to use for the coin envelopes. So I've printed on both sides. And then I've got all these beautiful, and the color is fantastic. So these are the plainer ones for plainer areas that I'm going to use. And then you also get these gorgeous printed ones. So you get that, and those will be journal cards. And then you've got this other one that we're going to use as a page. These are going to be for pages. That's going to be my little booklet. So you can see I've made it slightly smaller. This is going to be another page. I just love these. You can see I have taken away the border here. I've maximized it for my envelopes. That's going to be our front cover and our back cover. Why have I done this? Oh, it's going to be an envelope. And I've double printed it. This has got the light blue version on the back, and then I've just got the plain pages again. All right, so that is what you're going to need to cover the pages. So print whichever kit you fancy doing. If you're copying me, this is called My Porch Prints Shabby Blue. So 2 vellum sheets and probably about 8 to 10 printed sheets, 2 of which need to be double-sided printed. So that's there. And then again, your 5 envelopes. All right, and your stack of ephemera. So that's what you're going to need to make this project. Now, there will be a lot of fast forwarding going on because I'm going to show you how I do the things, but obviously the gluing and stuff you don't want to see. So I will eliminate that piece. But let's just talk about how I go and put this bit together. So let's just get our front page first of all, which would be that butterfly one in my case. So I'm going to use this one for the front. And what I needed to do was I needed to work out how much of this envelope I needed to trim off. So whenever I'm working with these envelopes, I'm keeping the flap to the left-hand side here. That's important. And what we want to do, first of all, is we do want to fold the main page in half. That way we're going to know where we stand as far as size of envelope. So it's just a case of folding that in half like that, and then we will cut that one in half. So let's just do that. And I'm not going to do this in front of you for every single page because that is a bit tedious, but I'm going to show you how I do it for one, and then you can do that for the rest. So I'm just getting the middle of my page here quickly. So just cut that down the middle. All right, so that should be the middle now. Just want to double check. Yeah, spot on. Spot on. Right, so I'm going to just take the front one for the moment. All right, so we had a lot of disruption with the postman there again. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just now line up and give this an ever so slight little cream border there, or you can distress yours if you've got a white envelope or whatever color you choose to do. So I am going to just line this up here. I'm making this a little bit further away, so probably a 1/4 of an inch away there. And then I'm just going to mark with my pencil where I want to cut. So for here, it's going to be about there. And over here, it's going to be about there. So just lining up with all those little marks quickly so that I can get that right. Okay, so I'm not going to stick that down right yet because there are some other things I'm going to need to do. But in the meantime, it's a case of trimming all the envelopes down for us to then get to the next section. All right, so go and trim all your envelopes to size. Make sure they're all on the left-hand side with your flap. And I'll see you back here in a second. Right, so we have now cut all 5 of these, and you can see it's loose there and it's loose there, but it is attached at the bottom over here. All right, so what we need to do now is take some glue or some tape, whatever suits you best, and we want to seal up the little, a very thin bead of glue along there, just on those sides there to get that side sorted. So gonna just do that and just make sure that probably easier to do it on there, and then just lay that flat. like that, and then do the next one. So we've got all of those done. Now what we want to do is we want to start putting all of these envelopes together. So the way to do that is, let's just start with the first one. I'm going to turn one around that way, and we're going to have one around that way, and it's just a case of sliding these in. Now you've got a little slide there and you've cut it off on this side, so it does make it a bit trickier, but what I did was I just get that underneath there. And you will need to cut off some of this a little bit, just because we've glued, so it makes it a little bit awkward. Right, and then once we've done that, I just wanted to ascertain how far I moved that in before right, so we're moving it in so that this lies flush with each other, like that. And then we want to bend this side over a bit, like that. And we're going to take, either glue it down, or if you've got tape, like mine's got tape, that's fine, but I'm going to still glue it on this side here. So we're going to cover all of this with paper and things, so as long as that is flush there, you can now glue this flap over like that. All right, so there's the first one. That's your outside covers now. And now we're going to take another envelope, just angle that a bit there just so that it's going to slide in, and we're going to slide this into this side, this flap, like that. Line it up with the front one again, like that, so you know that's in the right spot. Okay, just like that. And take your glue and glue underneath where the flap is. So just give that a bit of a glue along the top there on the flap section, and lie it flat like that. Okay, I've come to the end of my glue and now it's being a pain, an absolute pain. Right, so we've got one there, we've got one there, and we're going to just put in another one on this side again. So again, I'm just going to take off, just to make it easier on myself, and we're going to slide that in there. Now, the tape does become awkward in these, so, but unfortunately it's all I have, so we just have to deal with it. And it can be fiddly, but once it's sorted, it's sorted. Right, so let's fold that over, match it up with the front again, just so that we've got this all lined up properly. A little bit more on that side. There we go, that's better. So I'm happy with that now. That's good. And again, lift this up and just put some glue. I can't lift it up to show you because it's just that kind of angle, but I'm just putting glue on the flat surface roughly, and then I'm going to lie it flat again and just make sure that I have buffed it up as I want it before I press it down. And here the Fabri-Tac is, or the 3-in-1 is more forgiving than the art glitter glue because that doesn't give you much time. Alright, so I've got that in. So I've got one more to do now. So I put my hand on here, lift that up, and get some glue out. And then I'm just going to make sure that that's how I want it. Oops. And then we can press that one down. As I said, just make sure that you have lined it up properly here before you press it down, because now that one just moved. Right, so there we go. And we can press it down. And don't get any paper cut. That's my worst. I hate a paper cut. I can tolerate most things, but I hate paper cuts. Right, so with this one, okay, now the way that we have that all lying nicely, they should lie nice and flat when you bend them over. If they don't, then just use your scissors or something, or your bone folder if you've got it, just to make sure they are lying nice and flat. Okay, so there we have it. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to go and measure up our pages, as I said to you earlier. So what I'm going to go away and do, and when I come back and see you, we'll have a page for every single one of our pages here. So we've got the front, we've got the back, you've got those two, those two, those two. You want to cover cut out a page like this to fit in and cover every one of those. So when I come back, I should have that all cut out for you, and I sure will see you back here in a minute. Right, so I've cut out a page for every single side. So we've got this beautiful butterfly one on the front, as I mentioned, and then on the inside page I'm going to use these two. Let me just move this over. Can't put them. These two over here, really pretty. I've chosen those two for the next page. These rather plainer ones here, because we're going to have pockets, double pockets on here, so I didn't want too much competition with the pattern patterned paper I'm going to use there. And then these two are going to go over there, along with the very back page, which will be the rest of that butterfly sheet over there. All right, so that's how I'm going to do it. I am going to ink around mine very lightly, and then I'm going to glue them all down, which is what you need to do. But before we do any of the gluing or anything, what I am going to do, and I'm just going to take these two cover pages away. What I want to do is just put something on the spine here just to help reinforce it a little bit. Now what I've got here is masking tape. This is masking tape, which I like to use. You can also use, and I eventually found my sports tape. This is sports tape that you use for strapping knees and stuff. It's great because it's got a fabric look and it's sticky. And that would also work really well if you wanted to put that down. Now you're not going to see any of this because you're going to put your covers over it, but you might want to, I'm going to use a bit of this now. Just want to make it a bit straighter there on the spine, because it's got a fabric feel. It could look really nice. On the other one I used masking tape, but on this one I'm going to put on a bit of this. So I'm just gauging halfway here. I'm not going to take it straight to the top because I don't want it to stick out. And the nice thing about sports tape is it's sticky already, so it's all like easily done really. So I quite like this. Let me just make it a bit longer so I can get my scissors in, and then I'm going to cut it off about here. So right, so there we go, we've got that. And just going to get that to the bottom so it looks like fabric really. And then I'm going to just put that around this side as well, like that. And if you wanted to distress this with your ink, so if I do this on this side because I'll cover it, you can actually do that. If you have a look there, can you see? You can distress that so it doesn't, you can do that on the spine bit over here if you want to. So let's just give that a light, this is not a very dark color, which is great, but you can do it whatever color you like, blue if you want. So I'm just putting a light color on like that. So that's going to protect your spining and make improve the longevity of the file itself. So don't be afraid of looking for some sports tape. It's not very thick, so it's great, but it's perfect for what I want to use. I'm going to now distress that, and as you can see, once I've stuck that on there, you're just going to get a little inkling of your sports tape there, but it looks like fabric, so it's easy to use and it's not expensive. So yeah, that's my suggestion for that. Okay, so when I see you back again, I will have glued down all these bits. So go ahead and glue down all the bits. Just be very mindful that we are not gluing any of these openings here. We're going to use most of them anyway. All right, now, last thing, if you're wanting to put a attached closure, this would be the moment where you would take that and stick that down with glue. I would in fact stick some masking tape over there as well before you then glue that over, but mine is going to be a loose closure, so I'm not going to do that, but in case you were. All right, so when I see you again, I will have this all stuck down. I'll see you shortly. All right, so I have glued everything in, so that's all in place, and I will page through it as we go. So I want to start with decorating now. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as you know, I've cut out all this ephemera here that came with the Shabby Ephemera Blue Kit. So I've got all of that, and now I've just taken out this little stamp with the butterfly on, and I'm going to stick that down over here. So that is the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm not doing too much decoration here, but I'm still going to make it pretty, so but not too much faffing. It's an ephemera holder thing more than anything. So but I just felt I wanted to put this over here, so that's where I'm putting it. There we go. So front cover done. How quick is that? Look how lovely this has come out. And I hope that you can see that. This is the sports tape that we did earlier with the distressing. So there's a lovely fabric feel there. So hopefully you can see that. All right, so we're going to do the first page, and I've just got the bits in place here. Now, this is the little belly band that I've made, and I've taken that little butterfly from that ephemera kit. I've laid up two parts of scrap paper that I printed out, and I'm going to stick that down over there. I've just put some double-sided tape on the back here to make it, I was going to say quick and easy, but I've left my pokey tool upstairs, so now not so easy maybe. Right, so I just want to centralize that, so I'm just guiding using that line there just to get that right there. Okay, so we've got our little belly band on there, and what I've done here is I used my templates, my envelope templates. I've got the envelope 1 and envelope 2 that I've used just to use with some of those papers. Now this is envelope 2. I've printed out and on vellum, and it makes a really beautiful envelope that I'm going to put in here. So if you're wanting envelope templates, then that's another. You don't just have to use them for fancy envelopes. They're great for standard envelopes if you don't have an envelope maker. Great way to do that as well. I use them a lot. Here's the first envelope. I've used double printed paper, and I've stuck that together. So that's going to be the one, and this is going to be the other. So I'm putting those together over here in that belly band. So that's going to fit in there perfectly. I will be sticking in a, where is it now? Here it is. Luckily, I opened up right on it. That was fortunate. I'm going to stick this postcard in there as well, because we had a postcard. So that's going to go in there. So that's that page done. Now for this page over here, I just took some of this paper and I've measured it to fit there, notched out a little half circle with my punch, just distressed it. I'm going to stick that down there for a pocket. So I'm just using my glue just to make sure I get it close to the edge as I can. Not ever, you know, you don't want it oozing out, but you know that already. Okay, so now just match the corners one by one, and then I can let it drop. So we've got that down there. Okay, and while that's drying, I took another piece from the kit. So I've got this little label here, and I'm going to put that down probably just there. Just a little bit of decoration again. You could use a little pocket if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick that down over there. Right, so we've got that over there. Just make sure I've got it straight. And then I'm just going to put a little butterfly going that way, I think. So I've just cut out a little blue butterfly, and there are quite a few butterflies in this kit that you could use as well. So this is just one I had, so I'm going to just stick that down there. So there's that pocket done. I'm quite happy with that. So we've got those 2 pages done already. All right, now before we turn over, what I do need to put something in the pocket here. I think I've stuck it in the back. I did. So I've taken the 2 pages and made a big journal cards with these. I've made this slightly off center, slightly below, so my bow when it comes around will go in the right place. So I've just put this onto recycled card from packaging, put a tab on it, and I'm going to slide it into this first envelope where your cover is, just like that. It also gives your page strength as well. So that's that. So we are all done with that now. Obviously, you just got to put the ephemera in, which I'll do at the end. Right, so the next page here, I've printed out on some glassine. So you've got a very subtle blue coming through. I didn't want to cover up all this prettiness. So what I've done is I have made a little pocket to go there. And this pocket I'm going to put over there like that. All right, so I'm going to hold it on the side I don't want the glue on, and again just run some glue on the edges like that. All right. Oh, went a bit skew there, but it dries clear, so you know it's all good. And then it's just a case of lining that up carefully. You got to be quick with this glue because it's not forgiving. It sticks pretty fast. Okay, so we've got that one over there. Let that dry nicely, and now we're going to do exactly the same over here. Again, close to the edge as we can without going over the edge. You want to give it some, you know, squeeze out, flattening space. The glue sort of oozes flat, doesn't it? So I just want to put that at the top there, line it up there, and there we have it. So I can just move that back in line. So just running my finger down there like that, carefully. And we can let that dry as well. All right, so we've got our two little flaps. So we've got vellum ones here, and that one there. And then what I did while that's drying, I made a little booklet. So this little booklet is really easy. I'm going to explain to you what I did. I took the hydrangea page along, it's the page like that, and I've reduced it in size. So it is, as you can see, it's about 3/4 of the size of the original pages. So I've shrunk it down. There's not a specific size I can give you, but just so that you know it's smaller than what you're doing here, and any size that you're happy with is fine. Then what I've done is I have printed 2 sheets of paper. I haven't backed it back to back. I wanted the strength of 2 sheets of paper, so I printed another sheet and laying that on top. And then just stuck the 2 together, and then you can see I've just stitched around the edge there just to give it some strength. And then I've made a little pocket over here, a little one. I thought I would just stick in something there, so I think we'll put in this little beehive over there. And then it's just a pile of scrap paper. So I've got tea-dyed paper, I've got genuine antique schoolbook paper. That is its natural color, and then just various scraps of pages, avocados ones, all sorts of pages that I've made, and I've used a 5-hole pamphlet stitch to stitch that in. If you don't know how to do 5-hole pamphlet stitch, you can always go and look at my episode 9 of how to make a journal. I'll show you how to do that, so I'll put that link below. So that's what I've done there, made a little booklet. So all I need to do now is find the middle of the booklet, which is over there. I'm just gripping it because I want to slide that into the second opening over here that we have. So that's going to just, if I can see what I'm doing, slide in over there. All right, and go over that one like that. And I just love that hydrangea picture. Okay, so we'll just centralize it a bit. So that's going to go over there. We're going to leave that for the minute, and then when we come over to this one over here, these were the lighter pages, and what I did was I took the page with the edging on it. So they look like this, but just a lot more of this in the middle with this on each end, and I printed it twice. And what I've done here is I've measured 4 centimeters, which is 1.5 inches, or 8 centimeters, which is 3.25 inches. And I'm going to make 2 pockets, layered pockets here that go like that, and I'm going to stick those down there, and I'm going to do exactly the same on that side. So that's what I've done for this page here. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so now we're not going to stick on the bit that's got that on. Hold that with your hands and then do the other. I mean, I often get that wrong. Oh, it's taken me, I've done this video over 2 days. I did make sure I wore the same top, ladies, just for this video. So yeah, just to fool you all. Doesn't help when I tell you, does it? But I had my son's very big special birthday yesterday, and it was his 21st, bless him. So I've been trying to get so many things done, and of course I couldn't not have a video. So I thought, well, if I started on Sunday, by the time I had to have this done by Wednesday for you guys, it'll all be ready, and luckily it will be. So thank heavens I did that, because it was quite a lot of preparation. So yeah, I have been a very busy bee. So yeah, it's really sad if you've had a big birthday, like a 21st or a 50th or a 60th or, you know, a 70th we can go on. I know I had my birthday in April and I never got to see anybody at all because we were in the height of lockdown all over the world. So, you know, I couldn't even see my son or anything because he lives in a different house. He has his own place. So, yeah, all I could do was, you know, just speak to them on the computer and that. So, yeah, it is hard when you people are getting married and not being able to have receptions. I heard that yesterday when I was in the supermarket. You know, and obviously not having a birthday still, you can't have a lot of people around. So luckily we were able to have the family, but you can't have more than 10 people at a gathering. So it's still very frustrating for a lot of people and special events. But hey ho, we had a lovely dinner and a nice get together and a laugh, so can't complain. Right, so I've stuck that all down and ready to go and be filled with ephemera. So we want to come over to the last page now, and what I've got here is another pocket, and I'm sure I did have something on this one. So again, just a little notch out there. I've distressed it. I'm going to stick it down over here on this side like that. Right, and then we just match it with the corners. Okay, and then I'm going to stick this down over here. I thought that was really pretty, also from the kit, and we'll just stick that down over there. Beautiful bits of ephemera in this kit, honestly, in both of these kits really. They're not exactly the same, but they are pretty about 90% the same. Should we do it this side this time? But really beautiful to use for all sorts of projects. That's why it's so nice to have it all cut out and ready in a little booklet. Perfect. Right, on this side we've got the journal card. Again, that's to go into this back cover envelope over here. So I just want to get that in there like that. Oops, there we go. Oh, it's me not being steady. Right, so that goes in there. And then what I've done for here is I've made a little coin envelope, which if I open it up, I'm sure you know that I make coin envelopes. I again have printed on both sides of the paper. If you don't do both sides, you can line it with another sheet like I did with the booklet, so that could happen as well. And then I have just put on some washi tape over there like I did with the other one. So just putting that around there. This is some linen thread, and I'm going to just glue that along that side there and that side there, so we can use it as a tuck spot as well. So this is the bit I don't want. I'll have to keep saying that to myself because I've got it wrong a few times if I'm honest, and that is so annoying. Yep, I'm sure we all have. Okay, so this is all ready to go down here. I'm going to move it just a little bit away from the edge on both sides. Gosh, I love the color of this paper. Really pretty, and the green is as well. It's a lovely sage green. Okay, so let's just have a quick check. We've got everything that we wanted. That's our back page. We've got everything there. All that is left to do now is to put in our remaining ephemera, which is quite a big stack. So I'm going to do that quickly, and I will put it on fast so that you can see what I'm putting in each pocket if you want to, or you don't have to. So it's up to you. I'll see you in a few. Right, everybody, so there we have it. We've got our beautiful blue ephemera booklet, which is really chock-a-block, and I really love that, how that's turned out. And then of course we have our gorgeous green one as well. So whichever is your favorite color, you know, you could make this up in any color you have. So I'm sure you've got lots of kits, and you could do this with any one of them. But if you're wanting to do what I've done, then pop over to My Porch Prints and have a look for the Shabby Blue or the Shabby Green pages and ephemera packs. Such gorgeous ephemera can go into any projects that you love to do. So it's lovely to have this on hand, and I'm thrilled that I have it. It's going to really be amazing to put in some of these things into some of my future projects. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. It was really fun to do. A fantastic gift to send to somebody as well, and also a great idea if you're new to journaling or this kind of paper craft, to try something like this that's not too difficult. And of course you can add to this and do so much more. You don't have to use ephemera from a pack. You can make tags and make your own journal cards and put them into a similar type of booklet with envelopes. It was so easy to do. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this little process, and I hope that you're thinking about making one for yourself or for someone else. And thank you so much as always. Be sure to look out for my subscriber challenge video, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you guys so much for everything, your support, and I do appreciate it. So stay well, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.